Hey there YouTube, this is Logan's Homestead here, and today I figured I'd show y'all our quail setup. This pen, if I had to guess, is probably 20 inches by, I would say, about 7-8 foot long. Probably about 7 foot long, 20 inches wide by 7 foot long. We have several quail in here, well, not a ton, but we could fit a lot more in here. We have around 16 or 17 Coturnix quails in here. And then I have 3 bob white hens. As you can see in that corner there is a bob white hen behind that tuxedo Coturnix. We have tuxedo Coturnix, Tibetan Coturnix, as well as the jumbo brown Coturnix, or the jumbo pharaohs. They're the natural wild color. The Tibetan, also known as the British Range, or the dark brown with a little bit of black lacing on them. The bob whites, of course, everybody knows them. We have a little A&M male there, right there. Newly hatched. Well, I say newly hatched. He's 2 months old. We also have a little young tuxedo and a young tuxedo hen, and then we have a young jumbo brown Coturnix hen that I kept from that hatch I hatched a while back, that 200 something that I hatched. I don't know if y'all remember the eggs in the incubator. The rest of them we butchered and sold, but I kept 3. The tuxedo is a male, the other 2 are hens, so pretty good ratio there. If we come to the back of the pen here, I bought this cage. It's worked pretty well for me. We have fly traps because we have a lot of flies around here in the south, which you probably have them anywhere. Livestock, flies, but you know, you're gonna have them, so you might as well get along with them. My Coturnix quail, the hens give me almost an egg a day, and my bob whites have just recently started laying. The Coturnix are not seasonal layers. They pretty well lay year round. They lay more in the summertime though, of course. But mine usually lay in the evening time, so therefore probably won't be a lot of eggs. There's one of the bob white eggs. The bob whites lay a white egg. I don't really know nothing really about the gambrel in California Valley quail. I just know the Coturnix and the bob whites, so that's what I'm focusing on. I wouldn't mind getting a few of the gambrel in California Valley. Now, your quail pen, you can put it on a slant and have a little hole where the wire will come out. And, not the wire, but you have wire like a little river almost, and have it on a slight slant so all the eggs, whenever they lay them, fall through. See, there's a fly in there now. But I like this cage. It's a smaller type style quail cage. But I like the box part on it. It's got a lot of cobwebs, but they're not hurting nothing. They are catching hay though. But I put hay in this box, and they tend, I'd say about 90% of the time, they tend to lay their eggs in the box. But if I don't put hay in here, if I just leave the wood floor, because it has a wood floor in the box part, not on the wire part, because you want the feces to fall through. But see that wood floor? Put hay in the bottom of it. They lay them in here perfectly fine. They don't, Coturnix quail especially, and usually bob white quail, they don't sit or go broody. Very, very seldom, once in a lifetime situations, they go broody. And I've heard that if they do go broody, they very seldom sit long enough and hatch out their babies, just because they've been domesticated so long, and that goes for 99% of the bob whites as well. But the Coturnix and bob whites, even though they don't sit, they still hadn't lost the urge to hide their eggs. So you'll find eggs, like a lot of times they'll hide them under the hay, and every day whenever I gather the quail eggs, I pull the hay back and look. Of course, they hadn't started laying yet today. It'll be probably maybe another hour or so they'll really start laying. But it was sometime at dark, you know, right before dark, whenever you're out here locking the chickens up at dawn. Well, her dust, rather. Well, they probably lay them at dawn too, but they usually don't lay as many at dawn. But, this is a real good pen, so this is a good pen. You could use a rabbit cage, works well. Just whatever you have is probably going to be what you want to use. We had got this as a really good deal. Somebody was getting out of the business, and we just kind of bought them out there. Sorry about the wind if you can't hear me. See, that's the crow they make. I'm glad he done that on camera. You know, it's only the roosters that do it. It was one of my little Tibetan males. But 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. I only have 14 Coturnix quail. It's hard to keep count of them because they going in and out of the box. But the box just has a little cubby hole cut in it, and they could all go in and out at will. I use a gallon style waterer with these here little troughs. And this is mostly on how to raise Coturnix quail, because I just had the bob white hens I got off of a trade. I do want to do a little bit more research on the bob whites, and then try to have my own special pen of bob whites, whether it be Georgia Giants or Butlers. But that's another video for another day. I'm just focusing on Coturnix. They are very productive. They're ready to butcher at 6 to 8 weeks. They start laying eggs at 8 weeks. You can't beat it, okay? Bob whites, from the research I've done, they're ready to eat at 16 weeks, and they don't start laying until the following spring. That's a long time to wait. Even though they're gorgeous, like that girl there, they're still, it's not productive for a homestead, okay? Now, saying that, they are productive if you come to the money wise, but I'm not going to get into bob whites. But you get more money around here anyway for the bob whites than you do Coturnix. But like I said, another video. But the Coturnix quail are very good. If you hadn't got any, you need to get some. In my opinion, they're very easy to raise. I have 32 biddies that are about a week old in the brooder. I have lost 0 of them. Chickens ain't even that hardy here. So they're hardy, but even as babies, I got a couple of roosters, young roosters over there fussing. So they're good to raise. I had 17, I lost 1, but still that's not that bad. They're good return on your money. You don't have to put a lot of money into them, and you could get really delicious quail to eat. You could also sell them, whether you sell them dressed or live, you know, for laying or for eating, or people want pets, whatever. But they're a good food source. You could also eat their eggs, but it takes a bunch of them to make chicken egg. To make 1 chicken egg, it takes about 4 or 5 quail eggs. They lay a spotted black and white egg. I wish I had one to show you out here like I have them inside, but you could look it up. You know, that's about all there is to it. You want a good wire bottom, 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch bottom, or 1/2 inch by 1 inch. You don't want a 1/4 inch by 1/4 inch, because their poop and all can't fall through as easy. The sides on this pen, you could use chicken wire, but it wouldn't work that good for predators if you had a lot of predators in your area. You could use hardware cloth for the sides, whatever you need to use. We have 1 inch by 2 inch. Seems to work pretty good. They don't get their heads caught in it. But just get you some pens, and if you ain't got none already, order you some quail eggs for eBay if you have an incubator or a setting hen. You know, broody chicken hen, because they will hatch quail eggs. You could order them from hatcheries. I think Cackle Hatchery has the regular. Hey girl, there's a little bitty, can't find his mom. I hear her clucking for her. I don't know if you can hear that, but this in here has a bald head. It's a male, but it's not really no health problems. They're not as bad as chickens, in my opinion. When it comes to they see red, they want to keep at it. It's just the males sometimes might get a little fuss, but not really that bad of a problem. They also, some people say that you need to have a only so many inches high pen for your Coturnix quails. This here roosting here, it could be took out, but I don't know, I just ain't got around to taking it out. It was in there right in the same spot whenever we bought it, and I just ain't took it out. And it works fine, they just walk under it. They have to duck. The people say you only put it so high because they're going to flush. They're still wild quail. They're not really wild, but they're not the tamest critters on the earth. Say I only put it like 10 inches high because of them flying up and flushing and hitting their heads. This here is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. It's about 26. Did you hear that little Texas A&M crow? First time I've heard him crow. This here is about 26 inches tall, and I have had no problems with them hitting their heads. Now the bob whites, if you try to catch those in this little short pen, they gonna flush. So if you were raising bob whites in a small pen like this, I would recommend making it short because they are a little bit more flighty. But that's about all there is to raising quail. You want to give them a high protein feed as they're babies and as they're growing out, about 30%, 28 to 32%. As they're grown, anywhere from a 20% to a 25% is good. Chick starter, some people give them just plain old chick starter as the adults. I don't recommend doing that because it has slower growth habits and they just don't produce as good. You need to give them a game bird feed or a high protein feed of any sort. Anything that's over 20 or over percent protein, 20 to 30% protein, good protein. Our co-op only carries a 20% game bird, so that's what I'm using. But I just recently started adding some ultra kibble for chicks. Not the ultra kibble because it's too big, but ultra kibble for chicks in with their feed. And it's a very good, here's the bag right here. Let me get it for you. They're ultra kibble for chicks. You get it at Tractor Supply or Co-op, whatever. Farmers Helper ultra kibble for chicks. It has like 20, let me look, 29 to 30% protein, crude protein. So I'm mixing that in with their feed. For every 50 pounds I'm putting in a bag, which is, this bag is 36 ounces, which is not a lot, but I figured it would boost the protein just a little bit. But that's about it for raising Coturnix quail. I mean, very simple to raise. Delicious, by the way. Bacon wrapped. Put them on a grill. Bacon wrap them, put them on a grill. They're also very delicious fried. And you could fry them and smother them in gravy. There it goes again. But you can't go wrong with Coturnix quail. They're not real good in winter time, but they can tolerate it. In the south, they can tolerate it well. Up north, you might have to do something different, but just do your own homework. I think that's about it. So if you have any questions, please feel free to comment. And if you like this video, please make sure to hit the like button. As always, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. God bless y'all. And y'all come back now. Here.